to my channel. I am Jamie, a homeschooling mama to 5 kiddos. I have a 7th grader, a 6th grader, a 1st grader, and then I have a 3-year-old and also a baby. In today's video, I'm going to be going over what we're going to be teaching this week. And I know I normally post these over the weekend, but since we got sick a few weeks ago, we are struggling. We are still on that sick, struggling bus. It seems like I just can't get caught up with all the to-dos from just taking off that 1 week of us being sick. So I'm slowly trying to catch up on everything and get back to posting videos. So this one's a little delayed. It is Monday, but I wanted to just pop on here really quick and talk to you about what I'm doing for the kids in our Beautiful Feet books as we're doing our African unit study. So first I'm going to show you what we're doing together, and then I'm going to kind of show you a little bit that I'm doing with each of my kiddos. So first off, together we are in the middle of reading The Boy Who Harnessed the Wind. So we are actually in chapter 4. I'm going to start it today with this, and I do expect to get through the first maybe first 5 chapters, or 5 more chapters today, or finish around chapter 10 this week. I'm not sure. It really just depends on the kiddos and how much time we have. So we are reading this book. Also with that, we are doing the junk drawer ecology. We are working on the ecosystem of the savanna. So there is like little activities in here that we're going to be doing. One of them is this triangle, a triangle thing that talks about the carnivores that live on the savanna and like what they eat, talking about the food webs of the savanna. We're also going to be doing a biomes activity, like a diorama of the savanna as well with this book. The other thing we're going to be doing is we're going to be using the wondrous workers of the wondrous workings of planet Earth. We are going to be going back over this with the savanna, and then I'm going to actually come over here and read to them the ecosystem of the African savanna in this book this week. Some other things that we're going to be doing is we're going to be watching a little short video clip that actually came with the Beautiful Feet books that talks about the Great Migration. It did give me a little warning that it's a little graphic, that it does show like the animals dying, but I think all of my kiddos can handle that. They pretty much understand how the wild works with animals. They're not too sensitive with that, so I'm not too concerned there with that video. Another thing that we will be doing is we will be building, if we have time to get to this part, we're going to try, we want to build a sun power tower. So with each of my kids individually, starting with my 1st grader, we are actually going to read 2 different books this week. We're going to read We All Went on Safari, and this is just a counting book, and it kind of goes through the animals that you will see on the safari. I'm just going to read this to him really quickly. My 3-year-old is actually obsessed with this book. I think I checked this one out from our local library. I think I'm going to have to buy this book because he has had me read it to him every single day. And then what he likes to do, because we have like all the African animals, is he likes to go through our African animal bin and he likes to find the matching animal for the page. So we've kind of made an interactive game for him to actually go through and look for the animals. He knows all the animals by name, and then it's also teaching him his counting, which he can count to 10, but it's nice for us to do just the review of counting every day and then looking at the number. And what I'm thinking I'm going to do with my 3-year-old is I'm actually going to reread this book to him again, and we are going to find the matching sandpaper number to find for each page. So I'm going to just lay them out, and he's going to find them, and he's going to trace the sandpaper number with his fingers. So this is how I'm planning on using this book with my 3-year-old. With my 1st grader, I'm just reading this book to him. I think it'll just be a fun read aloud for him. And then this is the main book that I'm focusing on with my 1st grader. I do believe that my 3-year-old is going to want to sit in for this at least once for the story. He loves animals. It's like his favorite thing. So I think he's really going to like it. And this one really goes into the ecosystem and the baobab trees. So I think that's why he's going to like it. It kind of tells you how they are used in Africa. And so you can see that this one's beautifully illustrated. I actually picked this up at a thrift store, and I was just so excited when I was looking through this thrift store and I saw this book. I was like, oh, this book is perfect. We're studying Africa. And I opened it up, and then I was even more excited because it was absolutely stunning photos. And we are big into beautiful books. So those are the two that I'm doing with my first grader. What I mainly do with my first grader is I read this book to him, and then every day we work on some type of comprehension questions, reading questions, where I go back and talk to him. Sometimes I make him sequence the story. If the story has characters, which this one does not, I make him do maybe character traits. So these are just different ways that I put some reading comprehension into his daily school. Now, last week, Where the Stars Are Scattered, my sixth grader finished that one. He did a really cool book jacket for his project, where I made him create a new book jacket for the book, giving a new summary, how he would illustrate the front cover, and he did a phenomenal job. And he finished, and then I asked him which one he wanted to read next, and he said he wanted to read Journey to Joburg. And this one actually takes place in South Africa, but he really wants to read this one, so he's going to start this one today. And I have some reading comprehension questions for him and things for him to do as he finishes up the little chapters. My seventh grader just finished up Orange for the Sunsets. He actually finished this book up last week during the middle of the week, and he started a book jacket as well. He's not completely done with his book jacket, so he's going to actually finish his book jacket this week. He'll probably finish it today or tomorrow. He mainly just has his summary and about the author pages left. He's decorated the front cover and the inside. He just has to do the summary on the back and then the author, describe the author on the back two covers. So I think he'll finish that today, and if he finishes that today, then I'll let him pick from our choices of what book he would like to read next. So for his choices, he has A Long Walk to Water is one of his options. We have Facing the Line, Growing Up in the African Savannah. I know this one should be like one I'm reading right now to the kids as they go, because it's perfect. We're talking about the savannah. We have The Elephant Girl, which I actually really want to read myself. This just seems like a book that I would be interested in. We have Crossing the Stream. And then if he would like to read When the Stars Are Scattered, I will let him read this as well, even though my sixth grader already kind of read this book. So these are going to be his options for his next novel. And we're kind of just going through and reading all of these novels until we have finished them all. And then hopefully by then we will be finishing up our African unit, and we can move into our next country. So for this week, that is all we're doing as our together subjects and for their literature by itself. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'm trying, guys, to get back to posting on a regular basis. I know I've kind of been MIA for the last little bit, but we're trying very hard to get back there. So thank you guys for watching, and I will see you next time. Happy homeschooling!